Our next guest is someone that is incredible. Award-winning actor Wendell Pierce is one of those people that just rocks my world every time I see him. I mean, who could forget Wendell in the movie Waiting to Exhale? He was the nice but goofy guy whose quirky dance moves made us all laugh and wondered about that moment for many years that I've known him, right? We cannot forget any of his performances, whether they make us smile, make us think, or even make us cry. He is a prolific actor who's been around for years, and he just keeps us on the edge of our seats. His character, Detective Bunk Moreland, in the celebrated TV series The Wire, continually makes critics' lists as one of TV's best cops ever. And as a former CIA director, James Greer on Amazon Prime's Tom Clancy Jack Ryan, I mean, he kills this role. Forbes magazine said this is a side of the acclaimed actor we've never seen before. This Wendell Pierce proves we've been missing out on some true badassery from the man. Well, now Wendell is making history on Broadway, taking on a new role that he says he was born to play. He's starring as Willy Loman in the revival of Arthur Miller's classic Death of a Salesman. Now, here's the big part. This makes Wendell the first Black actor cast in that iconic role in its 70-year run. All right, please welcome somebody I adore, Tam fan, Wendell Pierce!
You thought I was good, huh? It's good to see you. I got the note. See, I got the message.
Oh, yes! Pink.
Yes.
Have a seat. Yes, you have on pink. It is, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
And so many of our audience members are people here who support breast cancer awareness. We have survivors, and so I love seeing you in pink.
Yeah, that's, I am a big supporter of that.
I know.
I helped my mother through it.
Yeah. I think we talk often by text. I think the last time we saw each other in person was 2013. Look at you. Look at.
Look, I'm cheesing. I'm like, hey, look at me. I'm with Tamron Hall.
That was at the Congressional Black Caucus we were hosting, and that was when I got to know your funny side, because you have this baritone voice and this demeanor. And you had me laughing ear to ear back there.
But we had a great time that night. It was like we had the hosting duty of a long evening. And so
The evening went like 400 hours.
Yes, and I said, well, we might as well have fun. Yeah. We might as well. And I was a big fan of yours, so I was meeting you, cheesing from ear to ear, like a little schoolboy and everything. I'm meeting Tamron Hall. Oh, so wow. I thought we'd have fun, and we did.
We became fast friends. And over the years, of course, there's so many things about you that people don't know. They know you are a brilliant actor. No, but now here you are about to make history.
Yes.
I mean, it's... So, for those who don't know, in Broadway, they have like rehearsals and reviews. I heard Angelina Jolie and her daughter stopped by.
Yes, Angelina and
you got the stars coming out.
Yeah, everyone. Angela Bassett came, the first preview. Tracy Ellis Ross came last night. So we are in the final days of previews, and we open Sunday, so we're looking forward to it.
You are always, you're like a steady Eddie, cool hand Luke. Are you nervous at all? What kind of pressure are you feeling with this?
Yeah, of course it would be unnatural not to be a little nervous. It's healthy. If you're not nervous, that's when you should be scared, you know? And so I've always said, I have fear, but now I have courage. And courage is not acting in the absence of fear, but acting in the face of fear. That actually brings out so much. Everything that's happening to Willy Loman, who is this iconic role of a man who's losing his mind, really, as he pursues this unobtainable, materialistic goal of success, and doesn't realize that his true wealth is the love of his family around him, and it destroys him. And so to play this role is the deepest and the hardest psychological deep dive that I've ever had in my life.
Really?
And it is a challenging role like that. One of the largest roles in the English canon. Yeah.
I have a list of some of the
Lear
names.
and Hamlet,
The names that have played Willy Loman, it's staggering. You have George C. Scott, Lee J. Cobbs, Dustin Hoffman, Brian Dennehy, Philip Seymour Hoffman. I mean, these are the people that have played this role, and now here you are bringing a whole new layer and dimension to it.
Yeah, I'm in this small fraternity of men who will go down in history to play the role on Broadway. And so I think about them every night. There's a moment that I take in my dressing room where I feel as though I'm communing with all the actors who have put on these shoes and put on that lead coat of Willy Loman to step out on the stage in Broadway. I have an obligation to them. I also have an obligation to another group of men who were my mentors, inspired me to be an actor. Ossie Davis, Earl Hyman, Sidney Poitier, Roscoe Lee Brown, all these great actors who never got the opportunity to play, right? Because of the ignorance of people's views of culture. And so I have an obligation to them. So these two groups of men, this fraternity that I'm a part of, it is an honor, it is humbling, and it is historic.
Oh my gosh, you made me cry.
I'm crying.
I know. It is so deep. And I was thinking, wow, it's been 30 years since Waiting to Exhale. When we come back, we're going to talk about that iconic movie and the fact that your path, in a beautiful way, crossed with Whitney Houston, Michael K.
Williams,
and your father's legacy and what he's poured into you to keep the perspective of life in these great moments. We're going to talk all about that right after the break.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back. Do you know what you don't know? But today we're talking and discovering different sides of people that we just adore, that we thought we already knew, but we're learning so much more about. We're still with Wendell Pierce. I couldn't believe when my team told me 30 years since Waiting to Exhale.
Yeah.
30
that
years.
Long. That long. I'll never forget. I'll never forget it. The first read through. Everybody's there. You know, on films, you're coming in at different times, and also I was just so happy that we had a table read, so we all got to meet each other. And I was just, you know, I was cheesing like. You know,
You're like, I can't believe I'm here.
The ladies, you know, it was wonderful. And then when Whitney walked in, I was just like, wow.
Oh wow.
Whitney was one of the sweetest, most loveliest people in the world. She was real nervous because she was like, I'm with all you actors, and I'm just a singer. I'm like, just a singer.
You're like, do you not
crazy?
know?
Yeah.
And then you go on to not only work with Michael K. Williams, someone that I became friendly with, you became his part of his fiber.
Listen, Michael came onto The Wire, and he was just going to be a guest. Well, he had just a short time, and immediately, like the first day when he started working, they knew that they had, you know, struck gold.
Yeah.
And knew how talented he was. And he developed a character that actors only hope they're able to do. That would be so lasting and impactful. Multifaceted, paradox, good and bad, but fascinated and really tapped into the humanity of people that we really wouldn't even give notice to or make assumptions about. He gave voice to people that we will never pass on the street again and just say, oh, they're just that way or this their way. He gives them a humanity, a complete humanity. And he was a man who had that facility, and he was the kindest guy I ever met.
Like you.
And we would pick up, I wouldn't see him for long periods of time, and we would pick up just right where we left off.
That's how you are. I mean, you were just reminding me, the last time we actually saw each other, we ran into each other when I was leaving my previous job. And I was in the throes of a great sadness and uncertainty. And you leaned in my ear. I won't repeat what you said. You have to read the book. And I write about it one day. But they were
you know,
words.
I had her back. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you did.
So
Yeah,
know,
you did.
When you
Yeah,
roll
you
up
did.
on your homie,
You
I
had
got your
my
back.
Wendell said,
Who you need me to see?
who do you need me to see? I was
need
like,
me to
that's
see.
okay.
I'm right in this spot right now. I'll go see him right now.
But you know, that's how you've been. I've been watching you on Instagram, though. We talk about what we don't know about you. You've been traveling Mykonos, Budapest, Vienna.
Yes.
And I, unless my eyes are deceiving me, sometimes I feel like I see like a woman's hand in a picture or a leg or, are you on these trips? What is happening here?
She likes to travel. like to travel.
No, I'm one of those
Actually,
people.
you know,
I start blowing up the picture. I'm like, wait, that's not a lamp.
yeah.
What is that?
That's what everybody does. They're like, oh, hold on, let me scroll. Oh, who's that? And so, yeah, I've actually been out of the country the last 4 out of the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I've been in Morocco. I've been in Canada, in Montreal. I've been in Paris,
All work
and London.
or working?
All work.
All work.
The great thing about doing a show about espionage, you know, like Jack Ryan, is it's a show about espionage. So you have to travel all the places. And every time I open the script, I'm like, oh, yes. Oh. So we were shooting at the past year and a half. I was living in Budapest.
Oh.
And so you know, that's a central location for all of Europe. So Vienna and Athens and.
You're just having a ball while getting a paycheck.
And actually, and getting a paycheck, and would travel home quite often because my dad is 97.
Yes, I know.
So,
I was going to ask you about your dad.
So I would come home all the time, and people would say.
And home is New Orleans for people who don't know. And one of the things that's so awesome. Look at your dad.
Yes.
Look at
wow.
him. Yes. Look at him.
He spit me out, obviously.
Yes,
Look,
your
I look
twin.
just like
You are
him.
his twin.
Mini me.
And you went back, so your work with your home, obviously, after Katrina.
That's us on Mardi Gras, by
That's
the
at
way.
Mardi Gras. That's not how they walk around in dress. But
he and his dad just stepping out in costume.
But it looks cute. You bought a radio station.
Yes.
You bought a radio station to protect the legacy of the station.
WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about.
Yes.
They're listening right now.
Yes.
They're listening right now. Hello to everyone in New Orleans. They're listening. I'm on air. It was a station in the black community that goes back 70 years. Imagine having a platform during the segregation, during some of the hardest times in the Deep South, having a voice. And, you know, it was up for sale a couple of years ago. And me and my 3 partners got together and we said, this is too important to let go and let anyone just take it. And so we bought it. And we are the only African-American owned radio station in Louisiana.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
And you can listen to it wherever you are online, you know, 1230 AM, WBOK1230.com, anywhere in the world. I would listen to it on a daily basis from Budapest.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. We're almost out of time, but I have to ask you a couple of rapid-fire questions since people don't know, you know. Did you have this voice at 6 years old? Were you like, hello, kindergarten teacher?
Hi, can a brother get a bottle?
I mean, your voice.
Training.
Training?
Started in high school. And just training your voice, which is making sure you're always on voice. A lot of times we tense up when we speak.
Yeah, I do that.
Immediately go to the nose, go ahead, just relax.
Relax.
And just
relax. Why did my body go like relax?
Relax, and then stay up late.
And
then come on the show in the morning. No. And so, no, it's development of the voice.
So you developed
I trained it at NOCA, New Orleans Center for Creative Arts, and then I went to school right across the street at Juilliard.
Wow.
Trained as a classically trained actor. Yeah.
How many shoes do you own? Because you have a killer shoe game. I thought I had a lot of shoes. You have so many shoes.
I knew I was coming on this show. I had to break out my shoes. You have the killer shoe game.
You're like classic Southern.
Yeah, you know, you have the classic shoe game. I don't have a lot of shoes. I don't have a lot of sneakers, you know, so everybody's like...
I've never seen you in the same thing twice.
Well, that's true. But I don't have a lot of sneakers. I always think that, you know, I'm a grown man. I'm not playing basketball every day.
Right, right.
I like to put on some shoes.
I like it. Well, you look so handsome. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Everything. We adore you.
Thank you.
And you can see Wendell on Broadway in Death of a Salesman, which opens October 9th at the Hudson Theater. Congratulations. I love you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.